Hello, and welcome to Selecting a Data Repository, a short tutorial from the Himmelfarb Library's Scholarly Communications Committee. My name is Brittany Smith, and I am the Scholarly Communications and Metadata Librarian. This video is licensed under the CC BY NC Creative Commons license and is free to share. Today we will be discussing data repositories and the importance of sharing research data through a repository. Let's get started. During this presentation, we will explore the increasing importance of data sharing to the wider research community. Next, we will discuss the FAIR principle and how it applies to data. Then we'll explore the NIH's desirable characteristics for data repositories, including the additional considerations for sharing human subject data. And then last, we will examine tools and guides that may be consulted when searching for and selecting a data repository. So first, why is it important to share your data sets? Some funders and publishers require researchers to publicly share their data collected during the research process. The number of funders and publishers requiring the public sharing of data is increasing, and it is important for researchers to know the appropriate repositories to fulfill these requirements. Sharing data also aids in transparency in the research process. This is especially important for federally funded research, where open access research is championed and valued. Last, sharing data allows for collaboration in the research community, as these data sets are available to researchers at different organizations. The FAIR principle is a way to think about requirements needed for open data. FAIR stands for findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. Open data should have rigorous metadata and persistent identifiers, be readable by humans and machines, use common metadata standards and descriptive terminology, and have clear licensing language for its reuse. Alongside the FAIR principle, the NIH has a list of desirable characteristics for data repositories. These include characteristics such as unique persistent identifiers, free and easy access, clear use guidance, confidentiality, and other qualities. There are additional considerations when archiving and sharing human subject data. This includes fidelity to consent, privacy, download control, and request review. When searching for an appropriate repository for your data, you must ensure that there are practices and guidelines in place that are aligned with the FAIR principle and the NIH's desirable characteristics. This will allow your data to be discoverable, securely stored and managed, and prevent it from being misused by others. There are several types of repositories that are available for use. Subject-specific repositories contain datasets for research from subjects such as biomedical studies and the social sciences. This includes NIH-supported data repositories such as xRNA Atlas, NINDS's Human Cell and Data Repository, and more. There are also generalist repositories such as Harvard Dataverse or Figshare that store datasets from a range of subjects. Many institutions and universities also maintain their own repositories to disseminate datasets for their research community. At the time of recording, the George Washington University does not have an institutional data repository, though that may be subject to change in the future. There are comparison charts such as the Figshare Generalist Repository Comparison Chart or the Harvard Biomedical Repository Matrix that provide overviews of well-known data repositories and the benefits associated with archiving your data with these repositories. Finding a repository to store your data may feel overwhelming, but there are plenty of resources that make the selection process relatively easy. The NIH maintains a resource list of domain-specific and generalist repositories. Open Source Framework is a well-known platform for sharing research, and GW maintains an institutional account with Open Source Framework. Other sources include FAIR Sharing and the Registry of Research Data Repositories. And then last, Himmelfarb Library's NIH Data Management and Sharing Plan Research Guide has a full list of data repositories and resources that may be consulted. To conclude, sharing data is becoming increasingly important due to funder requirements, calls for transparency in scientific research, and a desire for collaboration within the research community. The FAIR principle and the NIH's desirable characteristics for data repositories are guidelines that should be considered when searching for a repository. The resources included in this presentation are a few of the many sources available to help you find an appropriate repository for your dataset. And for additional support, contact Himmelfarb Library and staff will be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. For additional videos, visit the video tutorial library on the Scholarly Publishing Research Guide. If you have questions on this topic, please contact me at bsmith91@gwu.edu. On behalf of the Scholarly Communications Committee, thank you for watching.